Hey Gauchos! Welcome to another episode of UCSB TV. I hope you all had a relaxing President's Day weekend. We are your source for on-campus events, Gaucho sports, and local news. Now let's go to Megan to hear about this week's events.
Hey Gauchos, I'm Megan, here with your weekly update on campus events. Today, February 20th, UCSB's Comm Association will hold its annual internship mixer. Head to Corwin Pavilion to meet with various employers and local businesses in search of dedicated and motivated interns. There will be a pre-mixer panel with tips and expertise from Comm professors. The event will take place from 6 to 8 p.m. Admission is free for Comm Association members and $5 for non-members. Also today, head to Campbell Hall for a moderated conversation with Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Tony Kushner and author Sarah Vowell. The talk, titled The Lincoln Legacy, The Man and His Presidency, will examine the presidency of Abraham Lincoln. The pair will discuss one of our nation's greatest presidents. The talk will take place from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Tickets are $10 for students, $20 for the general public. Tomorrow, February 21st, Aaron Fox will present his talk, Decolonizing the Ethnomusicological Archive. Aaron Fox is the Associate Professor of Music and Director of the Center for Ethnomusicology at Columbia University. His presentation will be spanning his 12 years of work repatriating recordings from the Laura Bolton collection at Columbia University. Head to the Special Collections section of the library at 11:30 p.m. for this noteworthy talk. Wednesday, February 21st at 8 p.m., Balinese music and dance ensemble Kudamani will celebrate their 20th anniversary. They will be performing a profound and moving performance in Campbell Hall. The group is comprised of 24 of Bali's most respected musicians and dancers, and the performance will display the rich treasures of Balinese cultural heritage. Tickets are $18 for UCSB students and $20 for non-students. Thursday, February 22nd, the Harlem Globetrotters are coming to the Thunderdome for an action-packed world tour against the Washington Generals. The game starts at 7 p.m., but if you purchase a pre-event pass, you'll have the opportunity to spend time on the court with the Globetrotters. Buy your tickets today because passes are selling out. This Thursday, February 22nd, head to the McCune Conference Room for a dialogue between Film and Media Studies Bhaskar Sarkar and Asian American Studies Lisa Soon-Hee Park. As part of the Humanities Decanted series, Sarkar and Soon-Hee Park will discuss Sarkar's new article, No Man's Island, Ecology of a Border. Focusing on a stretch of international border between Bangladesh and India, Sarkar's new article examines the ambiguous productivities of borders in the era of globalization. The dialogue begins at 4 p.m. and refreshments will be served. Finally, this Thursday, the Creative Media Unit will be hosting an AS1 talent show. The event will let AS organizations showcase their talents and publicize their organization. The event will be hosted in the Hub at 8 p.m. and all are welcome. The Creative Media Unit are still accepting last-minute submissions, so be sure to get involved. Also, one of the prizes will be having the winners come on UCSB TV to promote their organization, so you won't want to miss out. That's all for this week's events. If you want any more information on any of these events, head to the UCSB events page.
Hi Gauchos, I'm Celie, and I'll be covering the news headlines for this week. Let's take a look at what's been going on. The Daily Nexus reports that 2 recent UCSB alumni have just reached Nicaragua after leaving from Isla Vista on a 5-month bike trip. Daniel Connell and Quincy Lee, the 2 alumni that have embarked on this bike ride, left from Isla Vista on October 20th, 2017. They started on the 6-8 block of DP and have been traveling south ever since. This is the last stop for their South America trip, but they are already planning their next trip across the Middle East. To find out more about their trip, head to the Daily Nexus's website to read more. In other news, the Daily Nexus reports that Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office are pursuing 3 suspects of an attempted robbery in Isla Vista. The 3 suspects were reported to have entered an apartment on the 800 block of Camino del Sur in the middle of the night while the residents were sleeping. However, one of the residents who had been out for the night and came back to find them in the living room. They did not steal anything, but police are still pursuing the suspects. To find out more, you can read the full article on the Daily Nexus's website. Finally, the Gauchos for Recovery program, which is a 12-step program for substance addiction, is expanding due to increasing demand. The program will be opening up 3 new support groups: a Smart Recovery program, a graduate and non-traditional student program, and an Alcoholic Anonymous program for people who have been affected by people with substance addiction. To find out more about these programs, you can visit their website at ucsbgfr.com. That's all for this week's news. Now let's go to Kalisha with sports.
Hey Gauchos, it's Kalisha with your weekly sports update. On February 8th, the men's basketball team brought UC Davis's 11 home game winning streak to an end during the Big West Conference with a score of 90-81. Our women's basketball team fell to UC Riverside after going back and forth during a tight Big West Conference battle with a final score of 76-84 on February 8th. The softball team started out the season with a 4-2 win over Santa Clara during the first game of the day on February 9th, but fell to Cal 0-2 in a low-scoring pitchers duel. Softball beat Santa Clara again in a close game on February 10th with a score of 5-4. Rihanna Cohen was able to put UCSB on the board after trailing Sac State 0-3 with her first career home run. The momentum continued and the Gauchos won 8-7. February 10th kicked off the first day of the Triton Invitational, where UCSB's women's water polo team defeated Sonoma State with a score of 10-4, but unfortunately lost to San Diego State with a score of 4-7. Women's basketball brought home a key victory against Cal State Fullerton during the Big West Conference with a final score of 59-52 after a close game on February 10th. The softball team kicked off their game against Sac State on February 11th with 2 home runs from Kayla Krantz and Genesis Ramirez. Their momentum continued throughout the game with the team bringing home a win with a score of 10-9. Women's water polo split games on February 11th during the second day of the Triton Invitational. They won their first game against Long Beach with a score of 10-5, but fell to Loyola Marymount with a score of 6-7. The men's tennis team fought hard to tie their match against San Diego on February 11th after starting out with a 3-0 deficit, but unfortunately couldn't pull out one more win. The Gauchos were sent home to Santa Barbara with a score of 3-4. Today, February 19th, the softball team takes on both Utah at 11 a.m. and Loyola Marymount at 1:30 p.m. during the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. On February 21st, the baseball team plays Fresno State at 2 p.m. Men's volleyball plays Pepperdine at 7 p.m. and women's basketball plays Cal Poly at 7 p.m. The softball team takes on Dayton at 1 p.m. on February 22nd. Men's basketball plays UC Irvine at 7:30 p.m. and women's water polo heads to the UCI Invitational on February 23rd through the 25th. The baseball team plays Mississippi State at the Kelberg Bank Classic Tournament at noon on February 23rd, Texas A&M at 4 p.m. on February 24th, and Nicholls State at 9 a.m. on February 25th. Men's volleyball takes on UC San Diego at 7 p.m. Women's tennis plays UC Davis at 10:30 a.m. and UC Riverside at 2 p.m. on February 24th, and men's tennis plays Utah at noon. The softball team takes on San Diego at 2:30 p.m. on February 24th and at 10 a.m. on February 25th. Women's basketball plays UC Riverside at 4 p.m. and men's basketball takes on Cal State Northridge at 5 p.m. And finally, men's tennis plays New Mexico at noon on February 24th. Head to ucsbgauchos.com for more information. Now back to you, Seeley.
Thanks, Kalisha. That's all for this week. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow our new Instagram account at AS_UCSB TV. Also, stick around at the end of our video for a short informational clip on the Community Financial Fund. See you next time, Gauchos.
Fall quarter, we gave out 192 grants of up to $400 per student. That's a total of $76,400 for the quarter.
Our program is important to the UCSB community because we help give grants to students who are in need of some financial assistance and also provide students with a resource to learn basic financial literacy.
Community Financial Fund allows Gauchos to receive grants up to $400. All you have to do is attend a workshop, pass a quiz, and write an essay.
Our main goal is to provide students with the information they need to make good financial decisions. We want Gauchos to feel financially empowered by the tools we provide them.